Really? Really? Don't make me start over. Oh my gosh, there was such good energy. I felt such good energy, and it was all wasted. It was all wasted because you didn't hear me. Okay, now can you hear me? Now can you hear me? If you're watching from the United States, give me a 1. Now you have sound. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry about that. I wonder how that happened. Hmm. Uh, Technical difficulties. Sometimes actually it was, operator error. It was no one's fault but mine. All my fault. I didn't know what to do, and then I looked down and I see that mute was pushed. Why was mute pushed? Anyway, okay, so we got some 2s, we got some 1s, of course. Min Joe is always watching us from Virginia. I love Virginia. I've talked to a lot of people from Virginia lately. What's going on in Virginia? You know what I found? The people I talked to in Virginia, they're so dễ thương. And I think everyone I've talked to have been females. Most people I talk to are females. I just thought of that. I don't know why that is, but I'm glad because we need to take control. We need to rule the world. We really need just to rule the world. Okay, everybody. It is Money Monday, and today we're talking about foreclosure. We're going to look at the top reasons for foreclosure and bankruptcy. Oh boy, I know it's no fun. No fun. What? Huh? No, that's not huh. It's that's that look right there. First off, we have to do the disclaimer. And from now on, I'd like you to learn this so that each time I put it up, I want us all to read it together. So I want you to put your best broadcaster voice and read this with me. Ready? This is how it's going to sound. Here's the disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and is not meant to be taken as specific tax, legal, or investment advice. Very short. Very short. Pretty much it's like I'm not giving anyone specific advice. So unless I meet with you one-on-one, do not take anything as specific advice. Easy. We're going to do that each time I do a Monday. Everyone's going to learn this disclaimer. Okay. All right, here we go. Foreclosure. This happens when a homeowner fails to pay the mortgage. Okay. That's easy enough. I'm sure you've all heard about it. Do you actually know what it is and the steps involved? So, foreclosure is actually the legal process by which a lender attempts to recover the amount that's owed on the defaulted loan. Okay. By taking ownership of the mortgage property and then selling it. Sometimes you hear people say you're looking to buy a foreclosed property because you can get a good deal. So when people do that and they're very happy that they can get a good deal, unfortunately, of course, there was the homeowner, the family who was in that home, who couldn't afford to keep up the payments, who are now out of a home. Do you know what the top reasons are for foreclosure? Does anyone have a guess? Besides, okay, hold on. No smarty Alex. I don't need no smarty Alex. Besides the obvious no money, what are the top reasons? Can someone take a guess? Clearly, it's because of no money, but no one buys a home with the intention of not paying for it, right? And normally, the bank would not give you a loan unless they thought you could pay for it. So, what are the top reasons for foreclosure? I've got 2 guesses already, and they're both correct. Medical bills and job loss. Medical bills and job loss. So don't think that it can't happen to you. And of these 2 reasons, the bigger reason medical bills, because medical bills result from medical problems, right? And those medical issues can result in job loss. Okay. So we're going to go through and explain to you the 4 steps of foreclosure. Okay. Let's first take a look at the stats. Statistics. Statistics. Okay. Or stats. Much easier. Stats. So here are the statistics for foreclosure for January 2023 in the United States. Whoa, I went too fast. California had the most foreclosures in the country, 4,101, and the least was South Dakota at 7 foreclosures. Okay? A lot of that has to do with population. Now we're going to look at the rate of foreclosure. And these are the 3 states that had the highest rates of foreclosure. Delaware, 1 in 2,109 homes was foreclosed. Then came Illinois. And in number 3 is the state of Michigan. Highest rates of foreclosure in the United States in January of this year. So there are 4 steps to foreclosure: default, notice of default, notice of sale, and then the auction. Default, notice of default, notice of sale, auction. So let's take a look at the first step. Okay, let's go back. First step. So sometimes people, for whatever reason, may miss, sometimes they just forget, but sometimes homeowners forget to pay the monthly mortgage. So, most banks are not going to start foreclosure proceedings if you're late. Okay. Like if you miss that month, you're not right away. Okay. They usually give you a grace period, just like with most other things. If you're paying a monthly bill, there's a grace period for which you have to get the payment in. But of course, when you're dealing with banks, oh, they want their money. They want their money. And the moment you are late, you're going to hear from them. So expect emails, phone calls, right? Letters, because you've missed your mortgage payment. So step 1 is default. Now, in many states, a lender can't move on to step 2, the next step, until 30 days after contacting the homeowner to try to work things out. So they will contact you to assess your financial situation and then explore some options to avoid foreclosure. Oh, sorry, my thing is in the wrong place. Now the next one. So this time frame is called the Did you understand that? It's called the foreclosure avoidance assessment period. Okay, so they will get in contact with you. And there are a number of things that you can do to avoid foreclosure, including selling the house. Okay, so you can choose to sell the house. Okay. Step 2, notice of default. So if you can't come up with the funds to pay what you owe, a lender will issue a notice of default. Okay, this notice will be sent to the homeowner, okay, by certified mail. You have now been notified. And then they give you normally 90 days to pay off your most recent bill. Okay, but this marks the beginning of the formal and public foreclosure process. Now, at this point, you can still save your home. Okay, you can save, you can keep your home if you can come up with the cash. So there's still a way out. Okay? And if you're able to do that, you can do a mortgage reinstatement. It's kind of like the same thing with insurance. Let's say if you forget to pay or you don't pay and then they contact you and you end up paying, then you get it reinstated if you've gone a really long time. So you can do a mortgage reinstatement. But you have to pay everything that you owe at once. So it's the payment, any late fees, right? Interest. There's going to be interest. But if you pay it all at once, you get a mortgage reinstatement, and then you just go back to paying your monthly mortgage like usual. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry, my thing is always in the wrong spot. Step 3, notice of sale. So if you can't make it happen, it goes on to step 3. Remember, you had the 90 days of receiving that notice, the notice of default. And if you haven't come up with the money yet, the lender may proceed with the foreclosure process. And this next step is the notice of sale. And this is going to state that the lender will sell the home at auction in 21 days. 21 days. The notice is going to be sent to you via certified mail, but it also must be published weekly in a newspaper in the county where the property is located for 3 consecutive weeks before the auction date. Publish in a newspaper in the county 3 consecutive weeks before the auction. So this is their way of getting the word out there, right? They're advertising to potential buyers. But you still have time. You still have time to save your home. In fact, you have up until 5 days before the sale to come up with the money and keep your home. 5 days until the auction. Okay? If that doesn't happen, then we move on to step 4, the auction. Of course, the sale's going to be, the home will be sold to the highest bidder. Okay? That bidder has to pay the full amount immediately. So they come ready to pay. And as soon as the sales process is done, they get the deed. They are now the official new owner of the home. You, and I'm just saying you, may still be living in the home at this point. See, so throughout this whole process, you are probably still living in the house during the foreclosure process. So once someone else buys the home at auction, they are now the new owner, and they must notify any remaining occupants in writing. They have to give you written notice to quit or move out. 3-day notice. You must move out in 3 days. They will notify you in writing. Okay. I don't know what slide is next. I don't know. Oh, I already said this. Bidder must pay full amount at once. Owner must give the occupant a written 3-day notice to move out. If you don't move out, then the new owner can start the formal eviction process. And that's a whole nother thing. Go through court to evict you, get you out of the house. Okay, so again, top two reasons: medical bills and job loss. So you know what I'm going to ask you, and you know what the answer is, right? Right? Is there a way to protect yourself? Of course there is. Life insurance. Life insurance is not the answer to everything. I know it's been sounding like it. It's not. It's not the answer to everything, but it can help out in a lot of situations. So when the top two reasons are medical bills and job loss, of course, life insurance can protect you from that. It also has a death benefit, illness protection, income replacement. So, when I talk to people about planning for the future, like we're not even thinking about foreclosure, we're just thinking about, actually, I mention it all the time. Families go bankrupt all the time because of medical bills. Now, we always call them unexpected, unforeseen medical bills. But if you look at the numbers and you just like know life in general, like we all get old, most of us will get sick, and we're all going to die. So, life insurance will be able to protect you. Obviously, if you buy life insurance today and you go into foreclosure next week, not going to protect you. You've got to plan ahead. Same thing with retirement. Sometimes people get into contact with me. They want to retire in 3 years, or maybe 2 years, or maybe next year. And they want to know if an IUL will help them. Down the road, it might. That's not good planning. Okay. So you may be wondering, that's, does everyone do it? That's the wonder. That's the, let me see. That's the, hmm, hmm. All a bunch of different kind of question marks. You may be wondering, do you need life insurance? Okay, you know what my answer is going to be. Okay, you know what my answer is going to be. But if you're wondering this, ask yourself some questions. They are so easy, very, very simple. But guess what? When you see these questions, the answers may not come so easily. Whoops, here we go. These are the questions you should be asking yourself. What if your spouse dies tomorrow? If you're single, that question may not be easy to answer. In all seriousness, though, what would happen if your spouse died tomorrow? Most families wouldn't last very long on the money that they have now. What if you die tomorrow? So when we're talking about, protecting yourself, you're also protecting your family. If you've got children, okay? If you have debt and you've got children, especially if they're younger, you have to protect yourself because that's how you protect them. They still have like this whole life ahead of them. College, right? Maybe getting married, buying a home, all of that stuff that normally you would be around to help them with. But if something happens to you, you're not going to be around. What if you don't die? What if one of you gets very sick or critically injured? Sometimes people say their answer is, well, I got my 401k money. And sometimes that money is only like a couple $100,000. And I have to remind them, your 401k money, you haven't paid taxes on that yet. Taxes have to come out first. And there may be actually a long process before your children actually see any money. That's why living trust, estate planning is very, very important. Don't wait until it's too late. Okay, make these plans while you're still healthy. Make these plans while you're young. And I know that when you're young, like you're in your 30s, it is like very foreign to you to even think about dying. And you certainly don't think about like, but you should, like having a massive stroke or a heart attack. But what if you get into a really bad accident and you're critically injured? Okay, that means you have to stop working. For the employer, you're actually replaceable. They will find someone else to take your place. For your family, you are not replaceable. This will be a very, very heavy burden on your loved ones. So let's say you don't die, you get sick or critically injured, and now you're at home and you need help. Who's going to help you? Whoever is going to help you, you're going to need money, and it's going to be out of pocket money. I know I say it often, but I'm going to say it again in case anyone has not heard it yet. Your health insurance will not pay for it. If you, say, have a stroke and you can no longer feed yourself, or you can no longer take a shower by yourself, okay, or you can't move, like you need help moving around, okay, that requires money, and that money is not going to come from health insurance. Okay? Okay. So, yes, there is a way. Yes, you can do it. Yes, if you're young, you still need it. Okay. I know that a lot of people have life insurance through work. They think they're covered. Mm, they're covered what? They're covered while they're working. They're covered while they're working. So if you stop working, if you get fired, if you retire, goes away. And if at that point you decide then you need to go buy your own insurance, well, you've wasted a lot of time and now you're older and it's going to be more expensive, right? Right. So unless you're uber wealthy, Uber. Hey, Michael, how, Uber, I mean, I'm sure you could, Uber, that means very, là giàu thật, giàu thật, giàu đó. Okay. If you're so rich that money is just like not an object, then you need some kind of protection. Otherwise, you will drain your savings. You will have to drain your 401k. You have to get the money from somewhere. And medical bills are humongous. Oh, that's a fun word. Humongous. Did I spell that right? Humongous. Humongous. It looks funny when I spell it out. So that means huge, huge. How about this? Ginormous, ginormous. These are words that we often use to say big. Yeah, these are often words that we use. Ginormous, humongous, ginormous, huge. So unless You have so much money that it's gigantic. Very good, gigantic, yeah. Oh, keep them coming. Come on, keep them coming. Unless you just have so much money, you don't know what to do with it, then you need some kind of protection. Like, so let's think about this. If you really do rich people have insurance? Of course they do. A lot of it. A lot of it. Okay. So medical bills and well, I don't even know if we got out through our slides yet. Oh, yeah. What if one of you loses your job? Okay, so let's say you're healthy. You're going to live and you're healthy, but then you lose your job. And if you are currently living in a home that's really nice and you're paying a big mortgage and you didn't count on losing your job, okay, that could change the trajectory of your family. So all of those things you should be asking yourself. Who is this old guy? I hope you recognize him. Why? Because he's on money. Wait a second. Speaking of, sometimes I'm really messy. And the other day, I knew that I dropped something out. But does he look familiar? Does he look familiar? That's him. Hello. Oh, it's the same look. He's got that same look. He's got the same look. He looks a little airbrush, but that's Benjamin Franklin. That's Benjamin Franklin. And Benjamin Franklin said, by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Very, very common quote. Have you heard it before? If you haven't, now you have. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. If someone can translate that into Vietnamese and still sound kind of good, that would be great. That would be great. Có ai dịch ra tiếng Việt được không? By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. I bet you it won't sound as good because our words aren't the same. So you have to plan, and all of these things can be taken care of. Right? Phòng bệnh hơn chữa bệnh. Well, that's true too. That's true too. Yes, very good. I love Vietnamese sayings too. I love all sayings. I love I love metaphors. I love idioms. I love sayings, proverbs. I love all that stuff. And every language, every culture has sayings. I just really, really love hearing and learning about them. Okay. So remember, okay? Top reason, medical bills. And the thing that led to medical bills, of course, medical problems. Medical problems can then lead to job loss. Like if you're so sick, you can't work. That leads to job loss. So those two biggest reasons for foreclosure and bankruptcy. My husband is in healthcare and has been for, gosh, I actually don't know how long. 2 decades, maybe? And he's on the business end of it, and he's seen it happen, and it's really, really sad. Your family can be doing very well, and then someone gets very sick. Maybe it's cancer. Okay? And it just devastates the family if they don't have a plan in place. I've heard of from một người gia đình Việt Nam đó. They got very sick. They did not have life insurance or any other kind of really insurance to help them. So they had to take money out of the 401k. It's the only money that they had that they could pull from. So what happened? They got taxed on it. And when they pulled it out, it was then considered as income, and it affected the other parts of their life because it's included as income. And they had to go through this whole thing of trying to explain that they only did it because someone got very sick and needed the money. But everything you do will affect your financial situation. I talked to a very awesome couple earlier tonight who has done a very good job uh, saving money. Almost all of it is in their 401k. They are, she is still rather quite young and already has close to $1 million in her 401k. And she's contributing like, 20% or something like that, very high. And then when we sat down to figure out what that's going to mean for them down the road, she wants to retire pretty soon, even though she's young. I think it kind of shocked them with the required minimum distribution that she'll be required to take out. So her income is more than her income is right now. Her income in retirement will be more than it is right now. So you've deferred your taxes, you're gonna have to pay them later. And now she's gonna be paying higher taxes. She will be in a higher tax bracket. And is there a way to get around it? No. No way around it. No way around it. And so one thing that she can do right now is not contribute so much, right? Just up to what they're matching. I know that she knew something kind of was better out there. She started putting money into a Roth, but she just started. There's like a few $1,000s in there. So that's not enough. But the idea is there. The idea is there. So I said to her, I said, you probably heard me talk about it. But what if you had a Roth on steroids? We can do it. And they loved the idea. And they wish they would have done it a little bit sooner. Come on, we all wish we have the knowledge today, right? That we would do things differently. Okay, someone says, long time no see you. Well, where have you been? I've been here. I've been here. All right. Do you remember we used to bring people onto the live stream with me? People who weren't very shy, people who would talk to us. And then we kind of just went in all different kinds of directions. Hello, Miss Tweety Bird. Is this the same Tweety Bird from Florida? Yes. Wasn't that fun, Michael, when we could meet people? Is there anyone who's brave enough? Anyone who's brave enough just to come on and say hello? Say hello to the audience. Let me, oh, this is a different Tweety Bird. Remember, I have two Tweety Birds. Okay, so we're going to try this. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same audience. We can bring someone on the air. Unless you guys have questions you want to. Delaware. This Tweety Bird's from Delaware. Oh, did you see Delaware? Let's see what we found out from Delaware. Wasn't Delaware somewhere on here? Let's see. Delaware. I remember seeing it. Four steps of foreclosure. Oh, Delaware. Highest rate of foreclosure in the country. Delaware had the highest rate of foreclosure in the country. Yeah. Awful, right? It was Delaware, Illinois, and Michigan. Lowest number of foreclosures in South Dakota and highest number of foreclosures in California. But, we got a lot of people in California. So it's a problem. Wells Fargo, was it just last week or maybe the week before, laid off mortgage bankers. And we think that maybe some other major banks will be doing the same. So it's don't ever think that you're safe from stuff like that. Don't think that you are immune from losing a job or getting sick or getting in an accident. Okay. Um, oh, this happens all the time. So Thuy says her name is Thuy, but when non-Vietnamese try to pronounce it, they say Thuy, Thuy. And so she says Thuy. Thuy is how you do it. Same thing. Look, my brother's name. Let me show you my brother's name. Well, my brother's name was Huy, Nguyễn Hoàng Huy. And well, when he came to the US, people were trying to pronounce it. They look at it and they're like, Hoi, Hoi. Nói nó Hoi, nó không chịu. So he kept his house name. Tên mình kêu ở nhà đó. And so now his name, and everyone knows him as Kubi. Of course, Kubi, pronounced the Vietnamese way, is Kubi. So Lina có hai đứa em trai, Kubi và Kubo. Nhớ tên ở nhà. So Kubi was like 4 when we came to the United States, and Kubo was like a few months. But that's all I ever knew them as, and that's all our friends ever knew them as. So there's Kubi and Kubo. And it's so funny because now, we're all older, and the younger girls will call my brother An. And it's so funny to hear them say An Kubi. But there you go. So I understand. Dennis says that some foreclosed homes are trashed by the former occupants. Yes, unfortunately, that does happen. Unfortunately, that does happen. Sometimes they will start taking things from it, right? The lightings, then, the sink. It's awful. It's awful. Someone said, show me how to pronounce text, test, and tax. Text, test, and tax. Vietnamese have a lot of problem with vowels. Okay? And of course, we have to pronounce all the letters, all the sounds of the letters. Because if you do it the Vietnamese way, it just sounds like deck, vadak, right? It all kind of sounds the same. Text, test, tax. Text, test, tax. Okay? David, thank you for that. You are the best Vietnamese American who teaches English online. Why, thank you very much. Thank you. I enjoy it. Kubi ngầu lắm chị Lina. Kubi. Yeah. Thực sự á, nếu mà quý vị nhìn hình của đứa em trai á, nhìn thì nó giống như nó ngầu thiệt, nhưng mà nó tình cảm lắm. Nó sometimes cái tính của Lina là có vẻ con trai hơn nó. He's very sensitive. He's actually a softie. And he makes friends very easily. Do you guys want to see a picture of him? By the way, he's single. He hates it when I say that. But it's true. He's single. He's still single. Không có chịu lấy vợ. Trust me. My mom doesn't let him forget it. My mom doesn't let him forget it. So I'm gonna try to pull up his I'm just gonna pull up his Facebook. Oops. And right here. He's not home right now. So okay, here we go. How do I share it? I'm gonna share so you can take a look at my brother. Share screen. Hold on. Here it is. I'm sharing. Can you see them? So that's Kubi. Kubi, also known as Kubi. Also known as anh Kubi. Let me see. Where's he's funny. Oh, here it is. And then hồi trước nó có tóc dài. Trước nó có tóc dài, sau này nó cạo đầu. Here we are as kids. See, there he is as a kid. Hồi trước tóc dài thì má của Lina la hoài à, không có thích. La. Xong sau này nó cạo đầu luôn. And then vì sometimes nó cạo đầu mà it gets cold, so he wears a little bandana on it, cũng bị má la luôn. Nhưng mà he's a good kid. Let me see the other pictures. And oh, did I tell you? He's single. He's single. Okay. Let me see. There he is as a baby. Oh, đó mới là Scooby kìa. That's Scooby. Okay. Yep. And he loves his he rất là thích con nít và người già. He's like me. So there he is with my kids. He loves football. And đó Scooby. There's my son. Anyway, so I'm just going through his profile pictures. When he goes to a lot of the Super Bowl games, and at one point they interviewed him because people thought he looked like the guy with a name that's hard to say on the Steelers. So there he is. See, nhìn thấy ngầu, nhìn thì thấy ngầu. That's my son. Nhìn thấy ngầu nhưng mà thực sự á, hiền lắm, rất là hiền luôn. Okay. There he is, a big Steelers fan. Okay, stop sharing. Rồi. Now I'm going to go back to what you're asking me. Can you show me how to pronounce odor and older? Odor. Odor, you mean as in O-D-O-R? Odor? Like I smell an odor? Odor? But older and odor. Older, odor. Okay. Because the Vietnamese don't like to pronounce all the letters. There's an L in there for older. Older. And odor, older. Odor, older. Okay. Sometimes when you're not used to the language, it all sounds the same, but there's a difference. Odor, older. I smell an odor. She's older than me. Okay. Odor, older. Oh, look at this. Maggie thinks that Kubi's a good-looking man. He is. He's very cute. He có cái dimple đó. And when he was little, Heinz. Yes, it is. He looks like Heinz, but what is the first name? There's another one though. Or is it the first name is right? So thank you, Maggie. I will tell him that you think he's a good-looking kid. I call him a kid. He's like 50 tuổi rồi đó. Wait, he's 50. He was born in 71. So he's a few years younger than me. Okay. Could you please pronounce color and collar? Color and collar. So let's get back to when you're pronouncing English, Heinz words. Oh, yeah, Palomalu or whatever. That's who it is. So color and collar. You got to open your mouth. Color, collar. Color, collar. Color, collar. Khi mình nói chuyện, mình phải move. You have to get used to moving your mouth. Especially for English. Now, when you're talking like the Brits over there, then you can talk like this, and that's why they sound like that. I love the accent. But for English, especially when we're learning it, you have to move your mouth. Get used to moving everything. Okay? Ward. Ward. Word is with an O. Word and ward. Word, ward. I know it sounds the same. Oh, you're talking about Heinz Ward. Heinz Ward. Okay. The color of the collar is important. The color of the collar. Color, collar. Color, collar. Quý vị thấy không? Just like this, very quick, and it makes a big difference. Color, collar. Color, collar. Could you please sing a little bit of a Vietnamese songs? I love your voice. Well, thank you. But what can I sing? I can't play music. YouTube is very, very strict with those things. And one time I had my mom on here and she sang like a few, like just her, no music, sang a few lines from a song. And I got a copyright notice. Can you believe that? Yeah. How do I practice English? Mỏi miệng, huh? Same thing with Caucasians who try to learn Vietnamese. They find it so hard, but they try, and that's the best thing. Is if you try. You can't get better if you don't try. Okay, you cannot get better if you don't try. Okay, could you please sing? Let me. What is a good Vietnamese song? What's a good Vietnamese song? I always go back to the oldies. It's always the same ones. I wish maybe next time I'm just going to do it anyway. I should find out if I'm able to do that. When we do karaoke on a live stream. I don't know. Oh, someone correct. Lena, Leyna. Yes. Thank you, kids. Thank you, kids. Trăng lên cao muôn hoa sống răng đầy, tàu lắc lư làm sao viết thư tình. Trăng đại dương không đủ viết thư đêm, nên thư muộn đừng trách lính mà em. Hôm mình đi xin lễ về mưa nhiều, áo dài xanh bên áo trắng hoa biển. Anh che cho em đừng làm ướt áo. Anh quen rồi, mưa gió, lính mà em. So all these songs I learned from my mom. Because when we first came to America, I was about 5 years old. So I remember being like 6, 7, and my mom would be cooking or cleaning the house, and she's always kuka, and that's how I learned. Okay. Oh, the kids are learning Vietnamese. That's awesome. Very nice. Thank you. And we've got someone listening from Vietnam. Okay. Love it. Yes, thank you, David. Các bạn nhớ cho chị Lina gì? Bấm like nha. Okay, thank you. Oh, guess what? Nhớ hồi trước Lina nói là khi mà mình lên được 100.000 subscribers mình sẽ có some kind of party. Nhớ không? Remember? Bây giờ đợi số nào nữa? Let me see. Where are we on subscriber count? Let's see. Dashboard. Oh. Okay. So this is where we are on dashboard. I have to make it big so that you guys can see it. Here we are at subscriber point at subscribers, the number of subscribers. Let me see if you can see that. 73. Yeah, what is going on? What's going on? 73,936. So about 74,000. So we got another 26 to go. So we have to do some kind of party or something. right? We gotta do something. Hay là mình có một buổi, party cho những người viewer. What do you think? Nhưng mà I know nhiều quý vị ở xa quá, nhưng mà hình như mấy người ở xa dễ thương hơn á. We'll do something fun. Okay, chị Nga. Oh, thank you chị. You know, Lính mà em, nhạc sĩ anh Thi. Okay, yeah, I love old music. I have an old soul. Old soul. Old soul. Okay, old soul. So all my music I like is old Vietnamese music. Yep. So hello everybody. Okay. Nhớ nha quý vị. Even if you're single, you need it. Nhưng mà especially mình có con cái, you need life insurance to protect them. Cái gì mà xảy ra cho mình, okay, your kids will be taken care of. So back to the reason for the video. Number one reason for foreclosure and bankruptcy, medical bills. Quý vị đừng có nghĩ là health insurance nó take care. Health insurance là mình đi khám bác sĩ, okay, nó take care. And they may help you cover some other costs like surgery. Nhưng mà khi mà mình bệnh nặng á, tiền túi, khi mà quý vị cần người để giúp ở nhà đó, yeah, we're all gonna get old and most of us will actually also get sick. So plan ahead, do not wait. Because the longer you wait, the more expensive it will be. So do it now, and then you can also make some money from it, not just get the protection. I helped a family earlier design plans for their two sons. So the mom and dad là hai cái người đó là phải là protect, phải là cái tiền tử nó cao cho người lớn mới là make sense. Cái gì mà xảy ra là con cái của mình nó nhận tiền, okay? 900 mấy ngàn. Còn nếu mà cả cha cả mẹ, okay, a couple of million. That's how we take care of our kids. Rồi start them young. Get them to save money now. Okay? When you give money to your 401k, you just call it saving. This is saving. This is saving with benefits that a 401k can't provide. And I don't care how much money you're making from stocks. If you get yourself into a situation where your medical bills are through the roof, that money is going to disappear very quickly. Yes. And then you've worked so hard and your family will have nothing to show for it. And if you're single, oh my gosh. If you're single, you can use it to be your own bank. If you have a properly structured IUL, when you need money, you go in there and you take it. You don't have to go get a loan from somewhere. You're going to have a big amount of cash in there that you can take out and use. Do you have to pay it back? You don't have to. But if you don't, then when you die, they'll take it out of your death benefit. And for people who are single who don't have anyone to leave a death benefit to, that's perfect. So everyone's situation is different. Everyone has different needs. And we can help everyone structure something that's just perfect for their family. Okay? All right. So yes, hit the like button. Hit the like button. I'm glad that I did a thing last week on understanding life insurance, understanding your policy, understanding an illustration when you look at it. And a lot of people contacted me to go over their current plans. Tell them what it all means. Like what's cash value? What's net cash value? What's surrender cash value? Those all mean different things, right? And They were paying fees they didn't know they were paying. So get it in writing, but then you got to read it. A lot of these people had it in writing. They had it in writing. They just didn't read it or they didn't know what they were looking at. And so now when we look at it, I'm like, oh, yeah, well, look, it shows you right here. They didn't look. So it's not the product. Okay. It was how it was structured. And then things change. Your life changes. Products change. So update, right? Unless you're still using a flip phone, you should be updating your insurance as well. Yes, sirree. Okie dokie. Hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends about us. The more, the merrier. The more, the merrier. And this is where we start playing around with buttons. Hi, Sam in Carson. Sam in Carson. Sam is just tuning in while he's warming up some dinner. Oh, Sam Green? Hi, Sam. Sam I am. Dr. Seuss. Green eggs and ham. Okay, here we go. Why, you smell pleasant. Remember that? Okay, I won't go through all of them. But thank you for watching. I hope you got some good information tonight. Please do not think that foreclosure and bankruptcy can't happen to you. Do you think the people who have gone through it thought it would happen to them? No, because if they thought it would happen, then they would have planned for it. They thought it wouldn't happen to them. Right? They thought it wouldn't happen to them. So, I have the best viewers. Thank you, everybody. So remember, if you need to get in touch with me, I'm happy to help you understand and look at what you have right now. Can you tell me how much it would cost per 1,000? That's not how it goes. Not how it goes. So that's not how it goes. Products today, you don't do something like it matters on your age, matters on your health, right? So it has to be personalized. Okie dokie, everybody. Get in touch with me. I'm happy to help. And this Thursday, we will do an English lesson. I'm thinking, what should we do? I don't know. But we'll do like full-on English lesson, okay? Maybe slang. Maybe we'll look at some slang. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we'll see you Thursday. Of course, we got to go. Where's the music? Where's the music? Someone turn the music on. You know, the music that we like. Yeah, that's the one. Right away, I feel calmer. Contact me if you'd like some help. I'm happy to help you. Please check your emails after you do contact me. Wishing everyone a good night. Have a great day in Vietnam. Bye, Tweety Bird. Good night, Jim Rotter. Goodbye, Michael. See you later, Nga. Bye, Lon. Later, Gator. Bye, Maggie. We'll see you next time. Bye.